game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Bucs fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lee Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat
It looks like
Donovan.
Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
Howdy ho, howdy hey, how the hell is everybody? Welcome back into the Buccateers podcast. I'm your host, Tampa Tones here, and we got a very, very special edition tonight. A great guest in the house, the man, the myth, the legend, one of your newest Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive linemen. He is going to be a force, and he's going to make his presence felt in the near future, that's for sure. We will bring him in here shortly, and stay with us. We'll be live here for about 30 minutes on Facebook, YouTube, Bucs Life LLC, and so much more on the Buccateers podcast. You could catch an instant replay on Apple, Spotify, Google, so much more, wherever you could find podcasts available to you. Bucs 78, another masterpiece by Jason Light and company. It sure was. And speaking of that, we got another masterpiece right here in front of us, brought in by Jason Light himself. This man was named to the Dave Campbell's Texas Football All-Texas College second team this past season in his senior year, where he started all 13 games at center, logging over 1,000 snaps according to Pro Football Focus, and did not allow a sack and only surrendered one hit on the quarterback. And the quarterback's a familiar one with the Bucs. If you guys know McCown, he is in the bloodline of the McCowns. Went on to win the Myrtle Beach Bowl, 6'4", 310 pounds, played at Abilene Christian, New Mexico, finished out his career at UTSA, starting 45 games, playing 45 games, getting the job done, just flat out getting it done, being on the field all but 2 games possible, all those games at center besides 2 at guard in the 2022-2023 season at New Mexico. The Bucs are vying for some depth interior line pieces. We may have one on our hands right here. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, CJ James Jr. out of UTSA, one of the Bucs' newest camp invites to rookie camp and all that. A great UDFA rookie on our hands. CJ, how are you, brother? Welcome into the Buccateers.
Yes, sir. I'm good. What's up, Buc fans? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good. We can't wait to see you. We can't wait to have you. So first and foremost, what were you doing? Who were you with? And how did you find out that it was going to be Tampa? It was going to be the 813. It was going to be the Buccaneers for you.
Yeah, I was at the crib with my mom's. I was waiting all day, seeing what was going to happen. I finally got that call later that night. The Buccaneers, they gave me that shot. And, I was just so happy. I was like, that was one of the best calls I ever had in my life. I almost jumped out my window. But it was.
I don't blame you. That's a life-changing call right there.
Man, it was a blessing just to have that shot, to just go out here and prove everything I could do. It's nothing short of a blessing.
That's really cool. I'm glad you got the call. As a Bucs guy myself, I know we needed some beef in there. You're really versatile and durable. 2 things that you look at when you're trying to, make a team, when you're trying to be a member of a team, is versatility, durability. You have both of those things. You played in 45 games, started 45 games. You only missed 2 of those games with the minor injury in 2022. You also played a little bit of guard outside your center position. So kind of tell us how it is not only being a center, but you could bump at guard as well. And then how the hell did you stay so durable? That's not easy this day and age, playing all those games, not only playing them all, starting them all. This day and age in football, that's an impressive feat.
Yeah, man. I just grinded from day one, man. I just put my head down, went to work every day, lifted real strong in the weight room, put my body in, intense situations where whenever I hit the field, I was just out there ready to beast on everybody. Stretching was a big key of staying healthy. And really, it ain't too much to it. Ain't no secret. I just worked hard and went to practice every day, put my best foot forward.
And that's all you could do. Give it your all, put your best foot forward, and see what happens. So that's incredible stuff there. Kind of tell us, a couple people were asking me to ask, you transferred, you went on from New Mexico to UTSA. Is the portal as vicious as it seems in modern day college football? It's changed a lot over time. It seems like the wild, wild west out there. How was your portal experience before we get to Tampa and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, honestly, the portal is really crazy. If you don't have a lot of game film or just film to show that what you can do, I wouldn't advise going into it. I kind of just, it's been a blessing for me just because I took a chance on myself every time I hit the portal. And luckily, God, he put me in position to where I could just, you know, get to the next level every time. I went to a better team pretty much every time I hit the portal. So I was just, having that film really is what saved me and what allowed me to traverse through that portal.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because that was actually going to be my next question. Is you continue to progress. You go from Abilene Christian, you go to New Mexico, you go to UTSA, all beautiful places to play, and now here you are staring the NFL right in the eyes. So another big step for you, which you're used to at this point, right? Like, don't get me wrong, all great places to play, all fantastic schools, and all great levels of football, but you're used to taking that next step. It's really no different here going from UTSA now to the NFL.
Yeah, every step it's just been, pretty much just playing football, playing ball. The football don't change with each school. It's just really the jersey that changes. And, luckily I played a lot of ball. I kind of understand the ins and outs of football, and it's just been the same at every place, just learning the playbook and applying everything off the field to the field.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. We're live here with Buccaneers rookie offensive lineman CJ James Jr. out of UTSA, formerly New Mexico as well. Pops is texting into the show as well, saying, see, he played with New Mexico for over 20 games. What prompted the transfer? So we kind of talked about that. You said, you wanted another leap up. Is that true? Is that why you ultimately went to UTSA?
Yeah, really every time I hit the portal, my coaches all got fired. Abilene Christian, it was a clean house. New Mexico, after the second year, clean house. I really just gave myself the best shot to succeed and, kind of find my own relationships with my own coaches.
Which is incredible. So here you are. Camp is going to be here before you know it because we know how fast time goes. I'm sure you know that because between the bowl game, which happened December 23rd, and now you're going to be participating in these Bucs camps. It was a couple months, but it probably flew on by. Just go over the Myrtle Beach Bowl win, 44-15. It's the holidays. Everybody's watching those bowl games. You get families around the television. I believe that was December 23rd of this past season. And you guys flat out dominated. I know this year on offense, you guys had well over 5,800 yards in total. You guys had a lot of record-breaking performances, both on the ground, through the air. As our guy Elred Smith said, dominated. That is for damn sure. So how was that bowl game feel? How was bringing home the big one and, sending off your college career on a high note?
Oh my gosh, yo, that was one of the best feelings of my career, one of the highlights, because I never been to a bowl game before that. Abilene Christian and New Mexico, they were great places, but we didn't win that many games. So to finally go and win almost like a championship, a bowl game, it was just a little taste of victory that really just it got me hungry, man. I just want to, I need that feeling back. Like, it's just something about like winning. Like, I want to know. I won the state championship in high school. When I got to college, it hasn't been, winning it all. So I just really want to get back to that, winning everything.
And how was high school? Were you offensive line in high school as well? Were you center?
Yeah, I played guard in high school, a little guard and a little tackle. I didn't play center until I got to JUCO.
So you literally played a little bit of everything. That's the versatility that we referenced earlier with our guys, CJ, durability, versatility. Those are the key things. High school champion, bounced around JUCO, Abilene Christian, New Mexico, UTSA, kept moving up that ladder, ending his career with the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Um, Goal for the camps with the Bucs, CJ. What do you envision if you had to name some goals or, look ahead into the future a little bit? What say you on what you look forward to with camp with the Bucs?
I just look forward to, showing my versatility and showing really my skills. I've always been an underdog. I feel like I've always been underrated. And, just having this opportunity to go out here and just show everybody like, wow, this dude's crazy. Like, this guy comes out here and puts his best foot forward every day. I just want to, show everybody that I'm really everything that everybody says I am, a beast.
Yeah, and I got a friend of the show texting in right now, Mr. H. Good job getting this guy on. Looks like a beast. He literally said that right there. So there you go. We got people texted in. We got somebody saying this is classic. Pop saying comes from a large family. Any other athletes in the family, CJ, or any of your other siblings like you out there, an athlete?
Yeah. Look, come here, Tay. Come here, Tay. This is my little brother right here.
The camera,
Tay
yo.
right here.
How we doing, little bro?
This is the basketball of the family. He out here. He plays ball. My little brother Davey. He plays all sports: volleyball, basketball, softball. JoJo, she's coming up. Little Jordan, she's playing basketball. He's a barber right now. Everybody go. If y'all want to cut, y'all gotta mess with Tajon T Gups. Or what's his
Hey,
name?
I'm needing one, so I guess I gotta, do something about that. I'll get a T-Dubs cut. Why not?
All my siblings, we got athletic genes. My dad played football. My mom, she's pretty athletic. So I just been blessed with. We all just been blessed with the athletic gene.
I guess I should have asked who doesn't in the family at that point instead of who else is an athlete. That's incredible, though. That's awesome stuff. Yeah, it seems like it's hit or miss, right? You hear some backgrounds and it's like, yep, athlete after athlete, and then some are like, well, kind of just me. But that's incredible. Basketball player, other sports, football. You guys touch all the bases, a little bit of everything. So, CJ, what's your favorite non-football activity? Since you're a football guy, fellow Bucs cornerback Parrish, he was a third-round draft pick. He said he did a little bit of wrestling. Did you do anything in your background, other activities, other hobbies outside of the world of football?
I'm a mean volleyball player. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
If I get onto that net, it's over with. I did a lot of everything growing up, though. I played. I wrestled for a little bit. I started off as a basketball player, really. Basketball up until high school, I got too big, back got too wide. Had to put the ball down, pick up them cleats, man. But it's just I always just been a multi-sport athlete. I just played everything.
That's really cool. And I feel like that's really the way to go is, hey, whatever you enjoy doing, play those, and then take it to the next level when you're really good at one and make that next step. And it seems like you made the right call. We got a chat from Cleveland me saying, are you a WWE guy? Do you have any interest in wrestling or not really?
I used to, man. I'm mad I got out of it. I like John Cena. He from Springfield, Massachusetts. Well, he went to Springfield College. I've always been a fan of John Cena, but really this new age of wrestling, I kind of fell off of it. I don't know what's going on with these new wrestlers, but them old school Randy Orton, John Cena, them my guys.
Crazy. And is from West Newbury. Well, he's billed allegedly from West Newbury, Massachusetts. So right by you, right in your neck of the woods. And just like that, I think I've seen 20, 30 years later, they're still fighting Cena and Orton. So it's crazy. His tape is amazing. Keep up the good work. Go Bucs. Yes. So the Bucs, you're getting a really good offensive coaching staff, obviously offensive coordinator. Liam Cohen moved on, head coach, but they get a new offensive coordinator in. With that comes new pieces, new offensive weapons. What is going to be your mindset with the new offensive coordinator at hand? Because, everybody's got their guys. So a new offensive coordinator, he was on the staff last year, but he viewed things differently. So just because some guys might have impressed last year might be different people's time to impress this year. So, what are you going to do to show the coaching staff, hey, I'm your guy. I'm going to be the one to be the Bucs depth piece at the interior line position of the future?
Yeah, I'm trying to be his best friend. I'm not even gonna lie. I want to, have a dynamic offense that we could just, bounce ideas off each other with. And if I could just get to that level to where I'm just showing out and making his offense look good, we work together. We just win a lot of games. So I'm just whatever kind of offense he want to run, I'm gonna know it like the back of my hand.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right? Know it like the back of your hand. And speaking of knowing like the back of your hand, is there anyone you model your game after, you grew up watching, like the back of your hand? Because we are live right now with interior offensive lineman, our guy, center CJ James Jr. out of UTSA. He was a beast in college. You could sum him up as a bulldozer. So some other guys that were bulldozers, Olin Kreutz, Jeff Saturday, Ryan Jensen, any of those guys or any other guys that you specifically model your game after, CJ?
I've always loved Ryan Jensen's aggression. I always just tried to, whenever I got into the field, just move people out the way, clobber them, just be nasty. But in terms of technique, I've always tried to model my game after Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey, always just watch how he pulls, how he blocks people outside zone, how he down blocks. I feel like we have the same builds, similar builds. I've always just tried to watch his film, and whatever he do, I do.
Yeah, that's incredible. Maybe the Bucs could adapt the tush push if that is the case, if that's true, the little Jason Kelsey style. But for real, I mean, speak of durable, he was durable, so it makes complete sense that you model your game after a gritty, durable warrior out there who just loves to fight, loves to battle. And I feel like really the center position is probably honestly most challenging, one of the more challenging positions in football, because you got dual focus, you got to block, you got to get the ball to the quarterback. So, and nothing like having a 300 plus pound guy right across from you. So, do you share Kelsey's love of flip flops? Bucks by 30 puts a comment in there. So, we got some good comedy right there from our guy Zach Johnson. Bucks by 30. But what do you love? Outside, when you get to Tampa, you settle in. Are you going to try and be maybe a foodie, try and get some good eating going? Are you going to try and enjoy the outdoor Florida weather a little bit, soak it all in? What do you plan on doing when you get to Tampa in your spare time to enjoy yourself?
Absolutely nothing. I'm going to be in the crib, reading my playbook, locking into football. Then, once I get what I need, then we get, see what Tampa's about.
Hey, I love it. So I won't share the good food places yet. I'll wait until, a little down the road, and then we'll get talking a little bit because, you know me, I like to eat a little bit. So there we go. But CJ James Jr. going to be in the playbook. I remember Jameis Winston, when he was a rookie here, he brought his play. He was like at a concert his rookie year. They showed him in the back with his playbook, just flipping the book, flipping that thing, getting his study on. Our guy J-Lo says, locked in, I love it. Yeah, and that's what you really want. You want football rats, football players. Nothing against hobbies. They're all great. We all have them. But you want guys who are here to focus. And CJ, you definitely do bring that to the table. So last year the Bucs had a rookie offensive center, obviously, Graham Barton. He was from Duke. Are you familiar with him at all? Have you overlapped with him at college along the way or anything like that? Or are you familiar with his game at all?
I haven't. I'm not really familiar with him, to be honest. I know he was a first-round draft pick, and that's crazy, especially for a center. But, I just look to learn from him, look to just use him as a resource and try to, model after him, try to be a beast just like him.
Yeah, so it is, like we said earlier, Abilene Christian, you did play at. I recognize them from college basketball. They make March Madness, and you recognize the team a little bit. How is the football aspect of things? I know it's not quite bowl eligibility, but it is a nice program. I have watched some of their games. How did you choose Abilene Christian when you were choosing schools to start?
Oh, yeah. Really, you know, they was giving me the most money. They was giving me a little bit. So, you know, I just went down to Texas, and, you know, it was really shocking. It just changed just like my view of really the world. Like, I never been to Texas before. I'm a kid from Springfield, Massachusetts, small town. Texas, it was just like, I don't know, it was just a great place. And playing there, it was just, you know, I loved it. It was good.
So practice is going to be fun for you. You have guys like Vita Vea, maybe Desmond Watson, potentially the big man out of Florida. You got Kalijah Cansey, who's pretty much a pit bull on the field. So when you practice up against these guys, you're going to have great experience. You're going to have your hands full, which is a good thing. What excites you about potentially clashing with the likes of Vita Vea, with the likes of Desmond Watson, with the likes of Kalijah Cansey on the gridiron out there?
Yeah, I just like to go to battle, man. I always believe in iron sharpens iron, and so I'm just gonna come out here, put my best foot forward, and we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, we get a good question now texted into the show. Run game or passing game? What do you prefer to block for, or does it not really matter to you? Or what do you have more fun at, I guess, if that's even a real thing?
I like the run game. Run game, being physical, being aggressive, and just open up them holes. It's nothing better than just opening up a super huge gap. Your running back just running, seeing nothing but green, smiling in his way to the end zone. It's just stuff like that turns me up. Pass protection, we got to do it, but I'm a run game guy.
I remember against North Texas and Temple when you helped your team get to over 300 yards in both of those games on the ground this year. You were leading the. I'm like, does CJ have the ball? He's the one leading the. He's blocking. He's downfield. He's running back tailing. But you know, you've also put in the work in the pass game, as you guys had, you know, a program best 443 yards at Tulsa this year as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, protecting the quarterback. That's just a standard. Like, you can't have a good team and your quarterback's being scared in the pocket. Pass protection, I've always done everything to, you know, perfect my technique and make it so where the defender can't get by me. But, you know, I really feel like we shine in the run game. Pass protection, that's a standard. Run game, all right, now let's get to work.
And that's a beautiful thing because you didn't even let up a sack last year. You only let up one damn hit on the quarterback and 612 blocking. That's insane. Nothing like you, but I played center back when now I played a long time ago and it was Pee-wee football, you know, but I can't even imagine how the heck you keep the quarterback clean for a whole, even in the NFL, the best of the best, you know, get the best of him sometimes. So that's the best part of it is, hey, you're saying the pass game cool, but the run game is what intrigues, and you're a beast at both. So our guy Joseph Johnson saying straight from the 413. Yeah, so when do you plan on heading out to Tampa? Are you still in the hometown area right now, and what's your next move here? What's your next step?
Yeah, I'm still in Springfield, just getting ready for this rookie mini camp. I believe we out there on May 8th, so, you know, we just going to work up until it's time to show off what we could do.
And that's going to be here before you know it. Well, we do still have you a couple more minutes with our guy, CJ James Jr., center out of UTSA. Tampa is one of the teams that doesn't have a beginning of the fourth quarter hype song. If you could pick a song that would become the tradition, what song would you pick and why? So a fun outside the box question there for you, CJ. If you're a music guy, throw your fourth quarter tradition on us, brother. I don't know if you had one at UTSA or anywhere along the way.
The Bucs, I'm going to have to go with the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song.
I love that. That's a beautiful one, man. I'm a Disney guy myself, so that fits out well for me. Pirates of the Caribbean, great movie, beautiful movie. So really good stuff there, Zach. I hope that answers your question. That's a fun one. Pump it up, Joe. There we go. So we're getting some good old stuff right here. Yeah, right now I think they play some, you know, has-been song that's been around too long probably. So it is what it is. It's all good. There we go. But I don't know what the hell I would pick. I'm glad I'm never asked that because I'd honestly have no idea what to pick. So there we go. But yeah, Bucs rookie minicamp coming up May 8th. That's only pretty much a week and a half away. There's, some fun names. Shiloh Sanders is going to be participating as well. So the cameras will be on, the lights will be on. If you could I know you said a couple of words along the pod, some real good ones to describe yourself, but if you could only pick two Bucs fans, sum your game up in one word, what say you? What is CJ James Jr. describing himself as in one word?
Beast.
And that I figured that's the one that stuck out to me because we got the text about it. You mentioned that, so I love the word beast as well. You almost have to be first center, right? I've never really heard of a soft center out there making it too far before, but some have different mentalities. There are guys who just are next level different, next level monsters like a Jason Kelsey, like a Ryan Jensen, who just want it a little bit more. So it must be hard to stay in football shape. You're a big specimen, a big boy out there. How do you stay in shape? What do you do to know, not to put on too much, but not to take off too much weight at the same time? How do you stay your offensive line size?
Yeah, really a lot of protein, man. I've been just killing the protein, trying to stay lean, trying to stay just big, but at the same time being able to move. That's been my biggest asset so far. So really just doing a lot of change of direction drills, a lot of ladder drills, getting the feet right. If you got slow feet, can't eat. So I just, do everything, keeping my body loose too. Being an offensive lineman, you gotta be loose hips, loose, everything. So just doing all the little things. So whenever it's time to get on that big stage, I'm gonna be ready for it.
Yeah, I love that. DB Rose got the arms looking big.
Shout out Trav, yo, get me right. Body by Trav.
There we go. Hey, I've seen you have your own blog out there, CJ, as well. Is that right, my friend? And tell us a little bit about your blog and what you do for the blog.
Yeah, I just wanted to really, kind of use my blog as inspiration to young kids, trying to come up playing football, especially in, not ideal situations. A lot of kids where I come from, especially just, we start with a step back. Playing football in Springfield, Massachusetts, kind of unheard of. So I just wanted to, have a little blog. I have a fire article right now I was going to put out about the transfer portal. I've just been sidetracked with all this football training, but I just want to be able to inspire kids and kind of help them along their way and kind of give them like a basis of how to, get through the levels and how to, stay dedicated and stay focused on the game. And, I just want to be an asset to all these kids out here that's trying to chase their dreams.
That's a beautiful thing. We had Bucs defensive lineman CJ Brewer on the show last year. He runs a camp that keeps children involved in the game of football, and one of our co-hosts, Stunna, he runs 7-on-7 middle and high school in the Tampa area for, he's on a grind, man. He's driving the less fortunate, helping them stay in the game of football, helping them play the game of football. It's good helping kids stay in the game of football, help the sport grow. And that's really the beautiful thing. Football should be enjoyed by everybody because, let's be honest, a lot of people are trying to take down the sport we love. Damn it. They're trying to make it a flag football sport. So, the more that play the game of football, the merrier. The more you can keep kids involved, the better. I think that's a beautiful thing. So I wrote it down. We're going to put your blog on our YouTube as well. We'll put it on the video. We'll put it out in the Apple, Spotify comments and all that good stuff as well. So hopefully you get some love out of that as well, brother. But love to see you connected with the game as well. That's really a cool thing. Maybe one day soon you can have a camp and, maybe that could be a thing. But I will say I'm going to put you in touch. My buddy, he covers the Bucs for Sports Illustrated, and he's actually a football coach as well. And, he coaches a youth and he covers the team. So when you're down there in May, I'm going to let you catch up with him and maybe, in the long term, if it all works out well, you can help his kids out. And I know he's had some Bucs players there before, if that's something that interests you.
Yes, sir. I love giving back to the youth, man. I just want to pay it forward and do what somebody did to me one day. Just help me with the game and help these kids learn that football is just a beautiful sport.
Yeah, that's all to it because, nowadays it's all so many video games and Oh, and that's cool too. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but kids don't get outside much these days. I feel, it's hard to get kids outside. So the more you could get them playing sport, like, or I'm a little older, but I was even shooting hoops earlier. I'm in the Chicago area. I'm like, I'm gonna get outside and enjoy myself. So CJ, couple questions left for you. I know you're a busy guy. Your time's valuable. We don't want to waste your time here all day. You got some packing to do probably and some other stuff, but CJ, I do want to ask you a couple other things. Um, Obviously, practice, training camp, mini camps will be a little different, but at day's end, the Bucs have one quarterback who's playing pretty damn good football on the roster by the name of Baker Mayfield. What would the honor be to go into war for a guy like Baker Mayfield? And several UDFAs have done it before for this Tampa Bay team, whether it's been Brady, Mayfield, Leverett. This is a regime that runs well with rookies. They don't look at your draft round. They don't look at how you were brought to the team. Jason Light and Todd Bowles, they look at who's performing the best. So, what does it mean for you to even have the chance to potentially go to war one day with a guy like Baker Mayfield, who, like yourself, he's a warrior, he's a bulldog, he's a fighter out there.
Yeah, it's an honor. I already know he got that mentality. I'm just trying to match him. Come out here and let's go to battle every day. Let's go grind for it.
And McCown does run deep at UTSA as well. Owen McCown, his uncle and father both played for the Buccaneers. So, is there going to be any? You still keep in touch with him, and are you going to ask him anything? Hey, what are some tips and tricks? What can I reflect off you to help me adjust to Tampa's heat? Because there is a little heat curve. I know you're probably used to it with UTSA and New Mexico. I'm sure you get the heat as well, but a lot of people will tell you there's nothing like that 813 heat.
Yeah, it's a lot of water, man. I'm a Massachusetts boy. I got thick skin. I'm built for the cold, but San Antonio, New Mexico, you gotta adapt to that heat, baby.
Yeah, you're prepared better than some, like a guy like Chris Scott. Some guys, he played at Penn State his whole career in Pennsylvania. Coming from that is, quite, at least you got your toes wet in New Mexico, UTSA. You got your, you got your coat built for the heat a little bit. We'll put it like that. But CJ, Owen, do you keep in touch with Owen McCown at all?
Oh yeah, that's my guy, man. I love Owen. That's one of my brothers, man. I just be telling him like I'm waiting for you, dude. I'm gonna block from again.
For real. And I mentioned on Twitter before, I was watching a game this year. I'll pull it up exactly, but I think I even mentioned Owen McCown maybe potentially having fun as a Buck one day because he's a legacy member. I was like, one day it would be fun if he was, a part of the program one day. So maybe one day you and him could be the duo out there running the show. So, CJ, before we let you go here, I don't want to take too much of your time. I got one more question left for you. But before I ask you the final question, the go home question, give us, the time. Where can people keep up with you at, and how can they follow your journey along the way? And what are kind of your last words for Bucs Nation as you head off into rookie camp in a week and a half here shortly?
Yep. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Big C. Oh, not Big C51 no more. It's at _CJ James. Really, I just wanted to let y'all know that y'all getting a beast, man. I've always been an underdog. I've never been, anybody's first choice. All I've had to do is come in and work, and that's exactly what I expect to do when I get down to Tampa. So I'm gonna come down there. I'm gonna give y'all my best every day, and let's get it. Go Bucs.
Yeah, and just know, always grind and keep grinding regardless. Everybody always has unique journeys. The story's never over. You always hear the craziest stuff. I remember Cam Bray. He was a longtime Buccaneer tight end. He was an undrafted fellow. He actually got the invite to minicamp with the Bucs. Started with the Bucs and ended with the Saints, and he ended up spending the next 10 years with the Bucs, being a starter at tight end. So, the Bucs are a team that if you earn the opportunity, they're going to give it your all. They don't give a crap. They care about hard work. And our guy, CJ James, that's why he is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, because he's a dog. He's a bulldog. He's going to give it his all. We're going to be very proud to see what this young man could bring to the table. So, CJ, I kind of just have one kind of more fun question left for you, to end on a light note, to end on a good time. We're some good conversation here, but now it's time for the important stuff. If you could play one other position, any position, wide receiver, quarterback, kicker, punter, running back for that matter, if you had one snap at one position in the NFL, where are you playing? Are you slinging the football or are you running the ball? What say CJ? You ever envision? Look at Vita Vea. Never say never. He's had a couple handoffs out there, even so. You never know.
Nah, I'm playing linebacker, man. I love hawking the ball down. Y'all seen what was it? Temple got a hawk down that game. New Mexico got a hawk down. Man, I love tackling people, man.
Yeah, so quickly while you bring it up, what's that aspect like, right? Obviously you don't hope it happens because you're on offense, but it's inevitable. There's turnovers, there's fumbles, interceptions, and all that stuff. So what's it like in the mentality of an offensive lineman? Because that's not your thing, that's not your shtick. But when you have to be a defender, do you turn it up and like, is it all of a sudden like that much more beast mode, Ed Reed type out there? You're just hunting for peeps.
That's a dream. Like, you never want to see the ball go to the other team, but like if the tackle's there, oh my gosh, I'm hawking down, I'm running, I'm playing. Now when I see a pick on the screen, I'm turning to DB. I'm getting that angle. I'm trying to run, hawk somebody down. You're not scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, I love that mentality. I feel like the offensive linemen especially love it. In the NFL, you see an interception happen. They're the first gentlemen that are running over, trying to just hammer the guy. I feel like they're just throwing it out there. And quarterbacks, not so much, and maybe deservingly so. They're trying to just protect themselves a little bit. But O-linemen, they're getting after it, my friend. And I'm sure it's the same. I know Vita Vea said before, same thing. Hey, when I'm running the ball, he ain't used to being on offense. So when he's running the ball, he's like, I'm going to take advantage of this. So once again, CJ James, incredible time having you on here, my friend. Just to kind of give one last little run. Incredible 2024. Started every single game at UTSA, did not allow one sack. This was a team who had a couple 300-yard rushing games, not 300 yards rushing months, not 300-yard rushing games, and against North Texas, against Temple, 443 passing yard game. CJ James Jr., huge essential part of UTSA, ending with the Myrtle Beach Bowl championship by last year in 2024. By the way, quick, let me ask you. You don't have to take long to answer. How was it playing the 23rd? And then it's like, man, you're obviously not in school, so how kind of was that grace period where it's like, feels like winter break a little bit, but at the same time, you're there to win a football game.
Yeah, it was first time. Like I said, first time in the bowl game. Never been. Myrtle Beach, great place, by the way. Shout out to Myrtle Beach Bowl. That was just a great little turnaround we had. I got to, it was a grind. We had to practice and stuff still, but, we got to just chill with our teammates, just all enjoy each other. It was just a great way to end my career, especially with my brothers out on UTSA, man. And I'll forever keep that in my heart just because it was just a great time.
That's something no one could ever take away from you. You're a champion. You were a champion at a high school level. And isn't that's how sports work? And that's what's funny, right? First couple of years, you're playing great, but on struggling teams a little bit. Then eventually you end it with the championship in your last game at college. So very well deserved. And, how did that even come? Like when you were in college, how did the bowl game come about? Were you guys just chilling, knowing you'll get in, or did the invite come randomly?
Oh my gosh, we had to battle to get to that bowl game. We was down to our last couple games. We had, I think UNT was probably our last chance to get to the bowl game. Either UNT or Memphis, and like we had a bad schedule, they had a good schedule, and we just had to, lock them pads up, tie them cleats up. I told my teammates that like they wasn't gonna last in the water with us, and I made sure every time we came off the ball that they felt us every play, and we did that for game after game after game, and we earned ourselves a bowl game. We just never gave up hope. Shout out Coach Traylor. He kept us together when our back was against the wall. We just fought until it was time to enjoy the spoils of our victory.
And what's cool for you last year too, you got to experience some fun ones. You played at Texas, then you guys ultimately upset number 25 ranked Memphis too. So you got to play 2 top 25 ranked teams, and pretty good stick for you. You went 1-1 in those games. You'll take that all day. You got to beat a top ranked program and play 2 of them, including at Texas. And Texas football just hits different. I'm sure you would know that more so than me, obviously, but you grow up hearing about the high school Friday night lights in Texas, and then college lights, and even the pro team. So awesome stuff there. You're gonna make your hometown in Mississippi proud, brother. Or not Mississippi. You're gonna make your hometown in Massachusetts proud. I'm on my mind. Long M State's on my mind. But you and John Cena, I'll always remember you being from Massachusetts for your little John Cena tie. That was fun. And like I said, it's crazy. You mentioned Randy Orton and John Cena. I saw those two are actually fighting this weekend. So some things never change, man. They're like 50 years old, but hell, they're still fighting. Maybe when we're 50, we'll still be back and forth right here on the podcast.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks
man.
again, CJ James Jr. You were incredible, brother. Absolute last word for you, my friend. I know I asked you before, but you were awesome. You did a little overtime. You were great. Stayed a little longer with us. So now, truly, last word from you, brother. Massachusetts, not Mississippi, but from Massachusetts to New Mexico to UTSA. Now you're Tampa bound. Wherever you go, my friend, you're making people proud.
Yes, sir. Hey, everybody out there, if you got a dream, keep chasing that dream. Never give up on your dreams. The only time you fail is when you give up. So don't give up hope and don't give up on your dreams.
Yeah, this guy right here, Tyreek Funderburk, he was on this exact show about a year ago. Same exact journey, same exact path. He went to Appalachian State, ended up being on the UDFA journey. Now, he started some games corner last year with the Bucs, and now he's on this wall. CJ, I know one day I'm going to be proud. I'm going to look behind me. It's going to be CJ James Jr. right on this wall, brother. That's for sure. I hope it's a Bucs jersey, but whoever's jersey it might be, I'll be getting it. I'll be rocking it. It will be a Bucs one. I'm confident in that. But my man, thanks again, CJ. Champion at Massachusetts, champion at UTSA Myrtle Beach Bowl, will be a champion with your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see him here in a week and a half performing at rookie mini camps. He's going to be a beast out there. Look for the big man. Have you been assigned any numbers yet, or probably you find out when you get there?
Yeah, I'll probably find out when I get there. I'm hoping I get 51, though.
That would be, a center in the 50s, man, is just unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? Like, every number is great, but in the 50s, you just can't beat that. So 51 would be awesome. Maybe, I'll tell my guy, hey, try and, if you're ever in there for a media briefing, toss a 51 penny to the side for now, and you'll find it. Hey, keep it around for CJ. So, CJ, thank you, brother. You've been incredible. It's going to be awesome watching your journey, my friend, and I can't wait to see you. I usually make my way to a couple preseason games. I know I'll see you out there, my friend. That'll be a good stuff. Hopefully we could chat, and hopefully we could get you back on the show in the future, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me on here, man. Appreciate y'all Bucs fans. Thank y'all for having me. Can't wait to show out.
Yeah, we can't wait to watch you ball out, man. We can't wait to have you protect us, man. That's going to be awesome.
Yes, sir.
So that's CJ James Jr. CJ, have a great night, my friend. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Yes, sir. You too. Appreciate you.
Thanks again, my friend. That is the great CJ James Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Incredible stuff, one-on-one, fun hangout interview here with the man, the myth, the legend, CJ himself. Just a little bit of a reminder, as CJQ says, great interview. Thank you very much. We'll be live back here tomorrow for our regular routine program on Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern. Catch us with the Buccateers. Like I said, we got a few other players in the works. Ryan Miller, wide receiver, is supposed to join us. He caught a couple of touchdowns last year, and a couple other Bucs as well, maybe a couple other rookies. But that was awesome stuff with our guy, CJ James Jr. I'm telling you, man, this guy has a legit chance to make this football team. You watch his film, he's a pit bull. a bulldog. He's like a Kalijah Kantian offense, if that makes sense. He's something nasty you don't want to get a part of. But we're going to talk about this interview tomorrow on the program, live right here, 6 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be talking about the C.J. James Jr. interview, the Bucs draft. We're going to give you our Bucs draft grades, our UDFA grades, and a really, really fun show planned for tomorrow. Hopefully, J.C. Allen from Sports Illustrated could join us. But regardless, we're going to be talking about this great interview with our guy, C.J. James Jr. Guys, that's it for a Tuesday night here. We, usually go live on Tuesdays in the regular season and off season, take him off. But when you could have a great guy like CJ on, why not? We cannot wait for rookie minicamp. Coming up, week and a half, May 8th and May 9th, we could see CJ battling it live. Ladies and gentlemen, take care. Make sure you follow our guy as well on Instagram. Let me pull it up quick. You can follow CJ on Instagram at _CJ_James_. And then on Twitter X, whatever the hell you want to call it, you can find our guy CJ at Big C51. So once again, the great CJ James Jr. out of UTSA, helping out the youth, helping out the Buccateers, helping out the Bucs in general. He's going to be blocking for us this preseason. He's going to be blocking for us all throughout camp. He's going to be blocking for us this regular season. I'm calling it now. My guy's going to make it, my man. He is going to make it. And I can't wait to meet the young man in person, and he was a great guest. You can catch the instant replay on Apple, Spotify, Google, more. If you're new here, every Wednesday, every Sunday, live on the Buccateers, Wednesday nights, 6 o'clock Eastern, Sunday mornings, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. You can catch the instant replay of our CJ James Jr. one-on-one exclusive on Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, Facebook, and so much more. Our guy was incredible, and he's going to be an incredible football player as well. God bless everybody. Have a great night. Fire the damn cannons. Go Bucs on the Buccateers. Until tomorrow, we'll be back. Joey Nips joining, J-Lo joining, maybe J.C. Allen as well tomorrow. Draft grades, UDFA talk, and the C.J. James interview talk, and so much more. Peace and God bless. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Until tomorrow, we'll be back on Buccateers. Peace. Game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lead Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat
It looks like
Donovan.
Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.